Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Matt, and we are going to talk about g.l.o.w Season 1, Episode 7. It's called Live Studio Audience. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. I love this episode.
Yeah.
This is easily the best episode of the show so far.
So let me guess, because you're a huge Carlito fan and he got a lot of screen time.
I can't say that's the reason, no. But this was like, so basically the plot of this one is that end of the week, come Friday, they're going to have a small audience come in and actually perform in front of a little shitty audience. And it is shitty because they're handing out flyers at the start trying to get people to come in for free. But that's basically what it is. And Debbie specifically says, like, I don't want to make a fool of ourselves come Friday. I want to train. So they get Carmen to take her to her brothers, played by Carlito and Big Brodus Clay. And,
God, I loved him in this episode where they're sitting on the porch. He's like, nah, we're busy. And she's just like, you're eating Pringles on a porch. And he has Pringle dust on him, and he dusts it off. He goes, yeah, so? Like, I died. That big guy has comedic timing. Like,
it's really good. And this is the thing, like, so they train, they've got like a ring in their backyard, and they're basically, all right, we want you to train us so we can actually do some better stuff. I want to do some high flying things. I want to jump off a rope. I want to do this and that.
Which I had to reset myself because it's 80s, and like Superfly Snuka was really the only guy going off the top rope consistently at that point, because we're talking, this is what, 85? So when they said that, I had to temper my expectations, because for a second I thought Alison Brie was going to be doing like diving headbutts and stuff.
And I wasn't expecting that, I have to say. But
of course not.
What I liked about this is this we finally got this montage that I've been waiting for all show, and it was them two training with the big guys, and it was like, all right, so you're going to do a clothesline, and it's really shit. Are you going to, like, jump off the ropes, and like she's going to catch you in a crossbody, and it's going to look like absolute shit, and it looks terrible. And then intercuts between, like, so you have like the guy will come in, I don't know which one it was, but one of them comes in and he catches Debbie as she jumps off the rope, and it looks a bit better. And then I pissed myself laughing when it cut to the big guy, I think it was Clay, jumping off the rope, and it was Alison Brie catching him and landing on the mat.
No, it was Carlito.
Was it Carlito?
That would have been cruel to make Alison Brie catch Brodus Clay.
Brodus
Clay's the brother.
Carlito's still huge compared to her. Like, he was still...
Yeah, Brodus Clay's like 6'7", 380 pounds.
He's a
big boy.
It still looked hilarious though, because she's this tiny woman, and she's catching him, and she's landing on. They've got a crash mat out to like practice.
Yeah.
But what I really liked about it is it kept doing it over. You kept seeing it over and over again, and then eventually the clotheslines looked good, and then eventually the crossbody looked good, and it was like, huh. And I really liked I appreciated what they did here, where it's like they filmed it looking like absolute shit, and then it gradually got better and better, and it all paid off. And it all paid off at the end, because it got to the end when they come out, and obviously I'm skipping the rest of the matches, we'll talk about them, but they come out and they do their thing, they talk a little bit of getting the crowd heated, and they start going through all the things we've seen them train, hitting the head in the turnbuckle, doing the clothesline, dragging the hair, whatever.
So when it started and she hit Debbie's throat on the ropes, and Debbie's like, I can't breathe, for a second I believed it, and I thought, oh no, is this where they're going? Like, Debbie got unfocused and got hurt, and then she starts to turn the match around. I was like, oh, they worked me. They got me.
It goes really well. And obviously it ends with, like, she's about... And it's actually this big blue balls thing, because it's building up to the final moment where she's been practicing this crossbody off the middle rope, and she gets up, she's about to do it, and then, that's when the husband is in the crowd, and she freezes and gets off, and it's this really bad moment, because it's like... All episodes you've been fist pumping, you've been training, half of this episode was the montage from Rocky 4, Hearts on Fire.
It was
training for the fight, and you're gearing up for it. You're ready for that final moment, and it doesn't give it to you, but it's for a good reason, and it does give this moment where he kind of looks down on her for what she's doing. It's like, this is stupid. You're being a child, whatever. And it's like the rest of the girls all kind of like save it in the ring by doing a rap, because Rhonda did a rap for Sam about the wrestling. It was weird.
Yeah, so I love Sam. We're gonna dodge from Debbie real quick.
Yeah.
When Rhonda puts that in and is like, "Oh, I made you a tape," and he's like, "Oh, did you?"
Oh yeah, he's ready for a nice little sex tape here. He's
yeah, and it's her, and it starts a little bit like that. Then it starts her rapping
Yeah,
very
because she's got
badly.
like a skimpy bikini on, but she's got like a
Uh-huh.
lab coat over it and some glasses on. And I'm like, oh, she's
Uh-huh.
going to do like a sexy nerd thing, sexy scientist or
Yeah.
whatever.
And
Um,
she starts this rap about the glow girls, and he's like, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you film it with?" She's like, "Oh, your camera that I found in my locker." Which, he had announced earlier that the camera we saw Justine steal last episode.
hmm.
He is like, "Well, if I find out who did it, you're fired." And so it ended up in Rhonda's locker. But that was just a little payoff. But yeah,
Yeah.
so at the end of this episode, to save everyone, she grabs the microphone and
Oh, and
starts
actually, Matt,
leading everybody in the rap.
let's just go back to the camera and the locker thing in there. Do you think
Yeah.
Justine did that intentionally to try and get her fired? Was that always her plan? Or did she just do that once she was told that whoever had the camera would be fired, so she was trying to get the
I
blame
think
off of herself?
I think she was trying to get Rhonda fired because remember she took such umbrage to her sleeping with Sam.
Oh, yeah, I
And
recall, yeah.
so I think she's trying to get her fired, but it kind of backfired
I
on
wonder
her.
if she was trying to do something genuine with the camera, and then when she
Mhm.
was, and then she heard, oh, whoever did it is fired, and that's when she like, oh, I'm going to put it with Rhonda because A, I don't like her, and B, I need to not be guilty.
Or I didn't even think about it like that. Like you said, like she
Yeah.
was trying to get better,
Mm.
and so she's gonna work on a tape, and then knowing that Rhonda's dating the guy that runs the show. Oh, if I put it in her locker, no one's gonna get into trouble.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah,
I don't
can see
know,
that.
but I took it instantly as trying to get her fired because they made such a big deal. But who knows? I mean, we didn't get much of Justine in this episode
Didn't get
either,
much.
so I'm sure that plot will go.
That said, that
in the
plot
next
did
couple.
advance more than what you'd maybe think it would, just because Rhonda knows that she, or at least thinks she has a crush on Sam. I don't know if it's a crush per se.
Yeah.
Maybe she's reading it that way. But she brings up, oh, she likes all your movies. She
Yeah.
gets starstruck when you're in the room, and he's like, huh, what did I do with that?
Yeah.
Like it's just Sam being Sam. But like, so yeah, she does the whole rap at the end, and like all the other girls join in, and they get the crowd going. That's kind of the end of the episode. But let's not gloss over the other matches and the other girls and what they get up to in this episode, because basically they get the card out at the start of the episode what what all the matches are for the night.
Yeah.
And there's a great little thing. Cherry and what's the welfare
Tammy?
queen's name? Tammy. There you go. Cherry and Tammy, like they're in a tag team match and they're put together, and Tammy's just all kind of say, "Oh, we're partners," and then Cherry's like, "Yeah, I wonder why." Right, and it's like, yeah, he's put the two black girls in a tag
The
team.
welfare queen and the rapper
Yeah,
against the two old biddies.
although I do like the idea of the two old bitties. I think that's a really good tag team idea.
It is.
But so we hear Cherry like gives her an idea. He's like, oh yeah, how does this look? You're the welfare queen and I'm like this rapper, and we're beating up two old ladies. Like, this is just like, just think of the problems with all this. It's like, I've got an idea. He's like, well, do you think they'll do it? And it turns around and it's the sisters, Stacey and Dawn, and they're like, throwing each other into a wall, and it looks like pathetic. It's like, yeah, they'll do it, right? And then later on, just before their match, we see the sisters backstage, and they've got white cloaks on, and it didn't quite click. And it's like, one of them says to the other, "Oh, I was just thinking where I was when Martin Luther King got shot," and I'm like, where are they going with this? I was like, oh wait a minute, they're wearing white robes. Oh shit, I see where this is going.
They pull out the pillowcases and
Yeah.
their clan masks and
And-
clan hoods.
Because they have that great line where one of them says, "Oh, it's not racist if the black girls come up with the idea," and she's like, "Yeah, I
Right.
guess it's not." And they're going to see our faces anyway. And I'm like, "Oh my god, how did they?" Because even with Cherry being the one who thought this was the idea, like, you can't do this. This is
Yeah.
like the.
And,
but
and they come out and just instant booze.
yeah, the crowd hate them.
And-
So it's the most active the crowd have, because the crowd have just been kind of like,
Right.
oh yeah, golf claps, like, yeah, give a little chirp.
Quiet at one point, like you
Yeah.
can hear a pin drop.
But
yeah, so the crowd gets going.
And Joe, what made this whole thing even funnier though is that one, Cherry's husband didn't know this was going to happen. He's the referee now. He's been hired as the referee, and he's just
Yeah.
in the ring. And they come out like dressed as the KKK, and he's just like, "Oh hell no! You can't come in! No, this is inappropriate!
Yeah.
No!" And
So
even
a
better,
little setup to this too is they're running out of money because
yeah. Bash
because
Bash
Bash
has been
is
cut
kind
off.
of pulling back the card and whatnot, and
Yeah.
they need musical equipment, they need lighting, they need an announcing. So he finds like cheap,
Yeah.
and then he hires Cherry's husband because
Cherry's
he's acting
husband's
experience.
Cherry's husband's the referee. Sam's going to be the announcer, which was making this all funnier. Like one of my favourite lines of this entire episode is during the match, because obviously Cherry and Tammy come out and they have their match and they're winning at one point, and Sam just like he's commentating live over the mic and he says the line and it cracked me up so much. It's like, "Oh, the white supremacists are in trouble." That was a line that came out of his mouth, and I imagine JR saying that in my head at an actual wrestling match, and I just lost it.
Oh God, the white supremacists are in trouble.
It's just well,
the other line that killed me was he talks about the race war is coming and watch out for Helter Skelter, and it's this little tiny, if you have the knowledge of the Manson murders. Of course it's something Sam, who's the shocking director, would go right to. Yeah. You know? But him doing the commentary it did take it the extra comedy notch.
It was. Like, see when they were coming out in those KK outfits, it was kind of that kind of laughing where you're in shock at what they're doing, but you can't stop laughing because it is kind of hysterically funny. And to be fair, it worked. Like, Cherry and Tammy got cheers, and the KK got booed. In fact, my favourite part was at the end when she rips off the hood and she's like, "Oh wait, no, they're not supposed to see my face," and she runs out. She runs backstage like, "No, they're meant to see me." Like, it was great stuff.
Well, because they were worried about them recognizing them from their shoes. You know, that's how bad they didn't want to do it. So yeah, it was pretty good. You also have Machu Picchu having an anxiety attack. Yeah, thinking she's Carmen dying because she's got a little bit of stage fright. And I like that Bash comes out, and that's how you find out that his mom's upset how much he spent on this venture.
Yeah, because he bought the gym instead of just renting it because it was less paperwork. Rich people.
Right. And renting the hotel and this, that, and the other, and that's why because you see him stressed out through the whole episode, and it's kind of when him and Carmen are kind of. It's like when he tried to go to her dad, and it was like, "Oh yeah, I'm her boyfriend."
Yeah, they have kind of a weird,
like this nice. Yeah,
they have a weird friendship kind of brewing between them, which is kind of cool. Obviously, you mentioned the music, and obviously they get Sheila the She-Wolf, who says she can play the keyboard. She comes out, and I kind of immediately got that she only knew one song, but it didn't make it any less funny because she's doing the entrance music. So she's playing a little tune for whoever came out first. Who was the first match?
It was Machu Picchu and.
Oh, Viking. It was the Viking.
Viking.
Yeah.
Vicky the Viking.
She plays this little tune and the Viking comes out. And then she starts playing the exact same thing. And Sam's like, "Do you know that song?" She's like, "Yep."
And keeps playing it. And she's undeterred.
And eventually, it's when Liberty Bell's coming out that he eventually just sort of slaps her hand and is like, no, just stop it. Like, enough.
Yeah. And I like what Debbie did as Liberty Bell with her entrance. Like, she skips around the ring. And she talks with the crowd.
Yeah, and she also refers to Jesus as an American.
As an American, yeah.
Yeah, very good.
It's 80s wrestling all in a neat package.
And to be fair to Ruth, she did bring her own entrance music. She came out with a boombox with the Russian music, which was pretty.
She slowly, as she's finding her footing, she's slowly becoming more likable, which is great because you see her as very needy. Like, she's very skilled at whatever she chooses to do. But she has that needy personality, so the more time we spend with her and watch her getting better, the easier it is to like her, I think. And that's a skill in the writing, I think, and direction.
Yeah, and obviously, like, they actually put on a good match, and it obviously ends with the husband showing up, and he gives the divorce papers. He kind of
pissed me off.
Yeah, he was a dickhead.
Yeah, and it wasn't just as a wrestling fan, him talking crap about wrestling, but just the way he's talking to her, and she's like, "No, this is what I want to do." Like, yeah, it's silly, but... Well, it's a job.
As she brings up, though, and we kind of like talked about this before, like, she gave up her acting career to be a mother. Like, she decided to stay at home, and you kind of get the feeling that this is how he was with that as well, where he's like, "No, your duty now is to be a mother at home with her baby, and like, you shouldn't have a career now." He doesn't come out right and say that, but you get that feeling from him, and like, I feel like that's going to be a thing. Like, it's going to be extra empowering for her because she actually has to like stand up against this guy who's now trying to like go through, like, he's like, get a lawyer. It's like, It's not even like it doesn't have to be a rough divorce. Like he's choosing to be,
No.
and which is weird because she's the one who was cheated on. She should be the one who's saying, "No, I want to take you for
Right.
everything you're worth," and she should be the one that's going for the blood.
And that's the other thing. You're the one that messed us up, man. Like, so yeah, it just he bothered me, and I thought that was good too. Because the last couple times we've seen him, he was. I remember the last time we had seen him. What was it? 2 episodes ago. Where he wants to. He's like, I'm not letting you take my kid without a fight. Like, I want to be a dad. And I was like, oh, he's sympathetic. Like, that's good. Here he does a 180.
Well, do you know what I think's interesting about it? Is I think what they're doing here is they're showing the contrast between him and Ruth, where Ruth is still being apologetic. She's still trying to work with her and trying to do everything she can possibly do to make it work. Whereas he is very quickly getting aggressive and then starting, okay, this is too long now, I'm fighting back, and like, nah, like...
Yeah.
So you can see the difference here. And I think ultimately maybe... Not that Ruth wasn't in the wrong, because she was, but I think ultimately Debbie will see that one of them is more apologetic and is trying to make amends, whereas the other one...
Yeah.
The problem is always there. He's always had this attitude. He's always been dismissive. And it's like, it's one thing to be that way, but then on top of that, to actually end up cheating on her and go behind her back. So yeah, he's becoming more of a sleazeball as the show progresses. But no, there we go. That was episode 7. That was a really good episode. We're gearing into this final sort of ramp up of the last few. So obviously next episode we'll do that on Tuesday. So you can look forward to that. But that is episode 7. So it was good stuff. A lot of fun. So there you go. That is us. So let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fudge for channel updates. Head over to patreon.com/mailfuzztv if you want to see some of the bonus you can get and support the channel. You can do that. But that is us. So thank you once again for watching. Keep watching TV, guys. We'll see you next time. Have you got any vanilla?